Hi guys, welcome back. So if you saw my previous video with the waxes from Prima and Finnabair, you know we had some issues. I definitely think I need new gesso for that, but I also at the same time as buying those products I also bought some of the other paints and things. So I have the metallic, as it turned out I went for blues on all of it, but anyway, I have the metallic acrylic paint which is in Midnight Sky, so it's this beautiful midnight blue. I have Opal Magic, which again is an acrylic paint, and this is in violet green, so it gives you that sort of two-tone kind of thing. And then I have liquid acrylic, which I actually think is going to be one of my favorites as well, but we'll see. This is ultramarine in color and it's literally liquidy. So what I have here, and we are winging this again like we did in the last one, I have two pieces here that are resin and I have two pieces here that are clay. Now you can see from these two, these are from a cheap off Amazon random mold. I didn't film this, but you can see the bottom of this one did not come out with the clay, and it is a little wonky and offset, and you know, it's just harder to get out of the molds than the resin. The resin literally, it came out pretty easy, and there's a lot of detail on these two, so yeah, so just an FYI on that. Let me just adjust my chair, a little on the short side. Anyway, so these are from the Finnabair molds, one of the two. I think it's the Love Machine. Still getting used to it. You can see the resin piece is perfect, all the detail, it just popped out perfectly. The clay one, again, not as thick either, because you have to push it into the mold, but also you can see it's not perfectly round by the time I tried to get the thing out. So yeah, like I said in the last video, resin's definitely my game now. But yeah, so what I want to do is, I thought I'd take two of the same pieces, and I thought maybe we would start. I haven't prepped these, so these are not got gesso on them, because we know from the last one, from the waxes, these kind of, the paint just did not like the, you know, the gesso didn't like the waxes and stuff. So I haven't actually prepped these, so we'll just, this is an experiment. You should always prep your stuff, because you will just, gesso gives it a like teeth, if you're teeth for your products to stick to. We're experimenting today because, well, why not? I thought I'd do this with you guys and we'll just see what happens. And also I just want to see what these guys look like and how they work, because I've not even opened the packaging. So enough waffle now. So I have the metallic, the opal, the liquid acrylic. I think what I want to do is maybe, well, I don't know, let's just start with the metallics. Let's leave that off to one side. So I've got my metallics here. I'm going to grab, oh, and this is why you should always, oh, look at that. It is actually slightly open, but I think we're going to be okay. Another reason to check your products as you get them. I literally took the packaging off it, not actually checked the product itself, so there's a bit of leakage, if you like, in there, so hopefully this will be fine. And I always use a what's that thing called? Come on guys, help me out. I always use no, that brush is too big. I can't think of the word. Press and seal on my liquidy things anyway. So just a regular brush. I'm just going to see how this is. Right, try not get blue paint everywhere, that would be useful, right? So let's just go for it. Ta-da! Now this has a lot of jaggedy edges, and because I'm going direct, it may be worth doing more than one coat. Let's just do this. I may regret that later, but and we'll just get some paint on here. This is real pretty. Oh. Just get it in all the nooks. Again, these are just cheap brushes, so I'm not worried if they get a bit mangled. But this is quite thick paint. Whether that's normal, because like I say, this is the first one I've ever owned, and it's also, well, you saw when I opened it, it's a little bit open. But to be fair, I've only had these probably 2-3 weeks maybe. So, but it is acrylic paint, so in theory thickness is part of it. So let's just get some on there. Right, so isn't that pretty? That is looking real pretty. That really is pretty. Woo! How excited can one girl get? Oh, let's not answer that. Right, anyway, that was a bad choice of words. So a bit more. Oh, my poor kitty is just having a whinge at the door. You guys know he does. Problem is now I'm wondering whether he needs to pee, so I may need to let him in. But let's just get this done. I love him. Right. So one metallic piece, and that is very pretty. I gotta say, I'm impressed. That's real metallic-y. Right. I don't know where to put anything. Let's just dump that there. So the other thing that you can do with your metallic-y things, when you're working with metallic paints and that on like a canvas or something, you can actually spritz it with water. You can use water with it, and it will sort of do that fancy effect thing. So I have some water here just for the paint brushes so they don't go bleh. And let's grab, because I'm going to do this one now in the Opal. It's a hair on there. So I think I might actually try and use a, this is massive, but I guess I'm using it because I've got blue on it now. Anyways, let's see. So there's this one. So yeah, I think the other one has got a bit dry because of that gap in it. This is much thicker than this one. This one's much more liquidy. So yeah, that's just something to remember. You can see it, look at it. Fabulous. Right, let's see how this one goes. Oh man, yeah. That is just... Oh. Between the noise outside, the cat at the door, it's a wonder I can do anything. Right, so getting that in there, and obviously this is kind of like half a decoration because half of it's missing. So I guess you could you know, paint without using a gesso first as a primer. You'll just have to do more layers of your acrylic paint. If you're using waxes and things like that, then you definitely need a gesso, which is unfortunately what happened in the last video. The gesso that I have seem to want to peel off some of the pieces, so I will be getting some new gesso. And I will just get the Art Basics one from Finnabair, because, well, it comes recommended by her because it's her product. So yes. Oh, and I've made a mess in here. Oh well. Oh kitty, I'm coming. So just a bit more on there where I touched it, and that is just, I'm assuming that when this dries it'll be even prettier, but that's so pretty. So let's just move this over a bit so you can still see it, but like that, and then just pop this back in, and again that's just going in the old water bucket, shall we say. Alright kitty, in a minute. Oh, that hair will not get off. Right, so now I've got my liquid acrylic. I've got paint everywhere. In fact, let's just do this, just so that I don't get it mixing, or, not that it matters, they're all blue anyway, but and I literally have it everywhere. Anyway, so this is the clay one, this is the resin one. So I'm now going to move that out of the way. I've got a water bottle here, it's just a distress sprayer, and I'm going to take a paintbrush that I haven't glued to itself. That would be nice. Just a regular paintbrush, and we're going to shake. And I will just dot this off to the side like that. And what I want to do is I'm going to, let's move one out the way first. I'm going to start with this one, and I'm just going to grab some of this. Look at that colour. Woo, mama. I'm going to just start to do that. Look at that. Helps if I unlock the thing. And then just move it. Look at this. This is what I love about this. Now, if you imagine you're on like a canvas, this is a beautiful colour as well, by the way. If you're on like a canvas or something like that, and you've got this bad boy going, I mean, look at that. Can you imagine like the effects you could get if you had that on a canvas? Let me lift it up. On a canvas, and you had some, either your what's that stuff called? Oh, I can't even think off the top of my head. Texture paste and things in the background, and then you start to add a bit of colour. You just dot this on, spritz it with a sprayer. It doesn't have to be a distress sprayer. A little bit of water, spritz it on, and it will just go into all the grooves and things. So that's why I say I think this is going to be one of my favourites. That worked fabulously on there. Now, this isn't prepped, so we'll see how that goes. But this is on the the clay. So, yum. Right, so let's try this same idea on here. And let's just give it a spritz. So this may well just stain it rather than, you know, fully colouring it. But isn't it just so awesome? Is that not the best thing ever? If you want to add more colour, so that bottle looks really small, right? But I've used 2 drops out of that thing. Okay, I know, and it will go further than this. Much further. And I could do this all day long. So the other thing I want to show you quickly, although I've just done the thing I didn't need to do, is I'm also going to grab, while we're here, you probably won't see it on this one because it's quite a dark colour, but isn't that just so pretty? It's almost got a sparkle in it. She does have a sparkly acrylic paint as well, but that one almost looks like it's got sparkle in it. It doesn't, it's just metallic, but it's so pretty. You're probably not going to see this on that one, but I am wondering whether to give it a whirl on this one. Oh, that is just... holy moly. So, I think I'm going to try it. Why not? That's what we're doing today, we're experimenting. So, I'm going to drop this just in certain areas like this, and then we're going to spritz it to let it move, and then maybe a little more up here, a bit more here, and then this way you get these it will go into those sort of nooks and crannies of it and just give it another layer. So you need to make sure the one layer is dry. That was mostly dry because, you know, I have no patience, but that then shows you the paintbrush will stay in place, what you can do with that. And you just add this extra depth, but you've got that beautiful shimmery two-tone in the background as well. So let's just check here for you. This is a semi-translucent colour when it's finished, the glossy semi-translucent, permanent wind dry, but you can obviously use it like watercolour while it's wet. This one is, when it's covered in paint, just says it's a two-tone acrylic paint, water-based, and the same with this. Oh, this one's permanent after drying as well. Is this one not? This one doesn't say whether it's permanent or not after drying, but hey ho. Sorry, I don't even know if I was in the screen there, sorry guys. So yes, I have paint everywhere. Anyway, so I will bring them up close in a second. Let me just somewhat clean myself up. You know how that goes, right? So we have the metallic paint, and it's just so pretty. And that was ungessoed. I don't know what the word is. You know, I didn't gesso the actual piece, and this is a resin piece. You can tell from that mess at the back. But this was just non-gesso metallic paint straight over the top. So I think in theory, if you use a good quality or just add a couple of layers of good quality acrylic paint, you should have the same effect as a gesso. I don't know if gesso is specific in its properties. I will do some more research and let you guys know, but I think they're covered freaking well, man. Looks beautiful. So that's that piece. This is obviously still wet because we played with it, but the undercoat is the Opal Magic, and again untreated. This was the clay piece, so you know, it's only half a piece kind of thing, or 3/4 of one, but the undertone on this is beautiful, and you guys saw that earlier before I started, you know, playing some more, and more mess, of course. And then we have the liquid acrylic. This could be messy. Messier than normal. The liquid acrylic, again, I actually love all of these, so I'm a huge fan already, but I think this is definitely going to be, when I get to doing an actual canvas for you guys, I will show you what I mean by it just kind of splays out. It's so pretty. So this is on the clay piece, and then this is the acrylic, not acrylic, the resin piece. And because it's on resin, being a plasticky substrate, it's going to take maybe a little longer to dry than it would on a clay, because clay being clay, it will absorb moisture, which is half the problem when you're trying to work with it. But anyway, so that's those three experimental pieces. So, and more ink. Part of the fun. So I hope this was fun. I hope you liked this. I will put a better picture up for you guys to see them up close a bit better. But I hope that you like this experiment, kind of like I did. I love getting messy. And also, just a quick tip, if you have either got new product like this, or you are experimenting with things, or you know, you sort of sit, do you ever have that feeling where you sit down and you think, okay, I want to do something but I don't know what to do, right? So this is the time to do things like this. So prep your, you know, get your resin or your clay pieces ready for curing. Then when they are cured, then you can sit and do this and play and paint and things like that. Sometimes you might want to leave them in their raw state, because you might want to specifically, you know, when you get to a canvas or something, you may want specific colors, so that might be the way you want to work with that. But there are things you can do sort of in prep for something. So if blue's your favorite color, prep some blue stuff, you know you'll use it. And that's what I would also say when choosing colors. I landed up going for a lot of blues, but you know, choose your favorite color if you don't know what the product is, or you've never used it before, and that way you know it's a color you'll like, and that therefore you'll use whatever you create with it. So I hope that was helpful. I will be back with more videos, of course, as always, and I'm trying to also spread my videos out a bit so that all my different genres of craft, you guys can see that depending on what your favorite is. So until next time, guys, bye for now. See ya.